Hello fellow YouTubers and World of Warships players, and welcome. Today I'm talking about the J Maerker, which is on the German gunboat line, the tier 8 as we go down the line towards the Elbing. I do not have these ships, so I thought it would be a nice idea to do some reviews, have a look at them and how they play, and of course pick myself an Elbing up in the process, as she is a mighty fine ship. Unfortunately, the grind to get to her is quite hard. I used free research to get to tier 8, if I'm honest. I've heard that this ship is a little questionable, and I will show you a few matches I had in her and tell you my thoughts on the entire line, except for, of course, the Elbing. I'll review them as I go along. Of course, I've just finished doing my reviews of the Z23, Z46 and Z52, all of which I found to be decent enough general all-purpose all-round boats with a nice smoke hydro trick. So actually very playable, quite enjoyable. And when you get the play style right and you hit that skill ceiling, you will find that they bring quite a lot to the team. Okay, talking of which, these ships are essentially like cruisers without citadels. These are not really destroyers. They've got 150mm guns. You've got that 19mm plating. In the center, you've got 25mm of plating, which will stop HE rounds from DDs. You can ricochet quite a lot of damage off these side plates, which is good to know. She's got quite a big superstructure, however, of 13mm. No citadel. Survivability wise, she gets 26,400 hit points, which is quite nice to have. Unfortunately, no heal. So think of a smoking like cruiser with no citadels that can sit on the flank with its 150mm guns, farming with AP for citadels and structural damage. The AP is monstrously better than the HE. The HE is quite disappointing. The fire chance is decent enough though, 12%, but you've only got a reload time of 6.1 seconds with this build. Maximum damage on the AP, however, is 3,700, and I have been able to hit the odd citadel with them. Not the worst guns, but you have to bear that in mind. The trajectories are not parabolic, they're semi-flat, so they're not the hardest guns to aim at your targets. And it's nice that they're 150mm, but the range on these guns is quite short, with a maximum range of 11.9 kilometers, which is not that exciting. Now if we go into equipment, you can see how I've geared her. I've put main armaments modification 1 in slot 1. I've gone with engine boost modification 1 in slot 2 to enhance her speed, so her duration is longer. The turrets turn dog slow, so because I've only got a 13-point captain, I've gone with main battery modification 2. If I could take grease the gears, I'd probably switch that for aiming system modification 1, just to bring the spread down so you get nice tight shell dispersion. In slot 4 I've gone with propulsion modification 1, which again improves your acceleration. And then in slot 5 I've gone with concealment system modification 1 to bring that concealment down to 6.3, which is workable. But as you can see, no hydro, no enhanced AA, just engine boost and smoke. And the smoke is fairly short duration. It's 89-second dispersion time and a couple of minutes of cooldown time, 2.5 minutes before you can put another smoke up. Not the greatest smoke. So is she a smoke farmer? Sort of. Are you going to have to use islands like a light cruiser? Definitely. Should you contest caps with this ship? Definitely not. Late game, sure. If you know where the enemy DDs are and the cap is safe, sure. But if there are DDs in the area, look out, because your concealment isn't the best, your DPM isn't the best. You are going to struggle in DD engagements. Okay, your main purpose is out there is to spot destroyers, Not so much, actually, unless they're French destroyers. To spot cruisers and battleships, okay? And to put damage down with your AP on those types of ships. You will absolutely wreck light cruisers. You can get into a light cruiser duel in this ship and come out on top as long as he's on your tier. That said, higher tier light cruisers will eat you for breakfast. So, difficult play style. Skill ceiling? Not so much. You've got to learn how to juke shells. You've got to learn how to dodge. You've got to learn how to stay at a sensible range so you don't get chewed up by the amount of secondary fire that's now in this game with the new metas. There's a lot of secondary gunships out there, secondary guns, things like the Libertad, or Libertad even, and the oops, and the Iparanga is on your tier again. Lots of secondary battleships are going to give you a hard time, so be aware of which ships are the secondary battleships, okay? If it's a Bismarck, maybe give it some distance. So what are we looking at? Okay, I cannot stress enough that after you've built to your first 13 points, this is compulsory. You need the 20% extra firing range, because this range on the artillery of 11.9 kilometers is rubbish, okay? It's terrible. They're 150mm guns, Wargaming. Come on, for God's sake. This ship doesn't bring much to the table at all, and the gun range is somewhat gimped. So, take this next. That's your 17 points spent. And with your last 4 points, I would suggest either building into the guns further with main battery and AA specialist, okay, so you can have a slightly faster reload. And maybe with your last point, grease the gears, because the turrets are absolutely dog slow. 19.6 second turn time, you will notice that, trust me. Or, if you're okay with DPM at range, you could spend it on Superintendent to give you more smoke, since the smoke is quite short duration, and more speed boosts, so you can get yourself out of trouble better. And then with the last point again, I'd say grease the gears. The HE is okay. I would use it if targets are saturated and moving away or coming towards, or if you just simply want to set fires. 12% fire chance, not too bad, okay? But that's my build recommendation, really. I suppose you could enhance the AP damage, which is quite strong. So you could take those last 4 points and take something like, for instance, extra heavy ammunition. Yeah, to get your AP up. And then with the last 2 points, where would I put those last 2 points? I would probably pick up Grease the Gears, because it's absolutely awful, and I would probably pick up Gun Feeder if I was going to do that. Okay, anyway, those are my recommendations. Of course, I forgot to mention the torpedoes. Why did I forget to mention the torpedoes? Because, like everything else on this ship, apart from the guns, they're not that great. I mean, you got the slowest torpedoes in the game. These are carrier levels of speed on these torpedoes. 50 knots. The difference being a carrier can fly straight over and drop them point blank in your face. You won't be flying, you won't be dropping anything point blank in anyone's faces. You'll be dropping these torpedoes up to a maximum range of 12 kilometers, and they will be doing 50 knots with a detect of 1.2. Very easy to avoid. You know, I think the community call them sea mines, okay, for good reason. The reload's good. 90-second reload. But having said that, I urge you now to watch a couple of matches and see me suffer. Of course. Okay, so we're in the Maerker on loop. Maerker. Any chance I've got here of getting this ship switched on and working is none. Mogami, Cleveland. Really? Really? This is never going to end well? Never going to end well at all? If they know what they're doing, I'm just going to get radared and killed. He wants to capture C. Let me think about that. Yeah, I think we'll stick to A. I'm certainly not going B. I don't know what the situation is going to be with the radar cruiser. Except that if he gets hold of me, I'm dead. Simple as. They have 2 Lenins. Oh my god. Matchmaker really is showing me how much it hates me today. Okay. Okay, so all our battleships have decided to go the other way. Problematic. I mean, on the good news front, I don't know where the enemy fleet is. On the bad news front, I don't know where the enemy fleet is. On the good news front, I have smoke. On the bad news front, I don't have any hydro. So, who came up with this gun line? I mean, gunboat line. I mean, I've heard that the L-beam with the legendary mod is actually quite good, so I'm putting up with the pain for now. But getting there is going to be painful. I'm pretty sure it's going to be very painful indeed. I don't think it's going to be a fun grind. But I'd like to share it with you all, just so you can see how painful it is. Okay, so the Cossack is here. There's a Lenin. Okay, we do a stall turn. Not slowing down for shit, is he? I'm surprised. Okay. Oh, and of course he got a fire on me with the last shot. Why doesn't my RNG ever do that? I don't ever get that on my RNG. Ever. Kind of shit, really. And my guns aren't long enough range to do anything about the Massachusetts that's coming my way. At least the ship with me's got hydro. So I guess there's that. Here we go again. Stall, turn, shoot. Accelerate. Shoot. And look out for torpedoes. Okay. German engineering at its finest, right? Just sit here, get the cap. Well, we got a kill in the cap and 11k damage. And they don't have a destroyer anymore. You know what? That could have been worse. I don't like this ship though, can you tell? I hate this flippin' ship very, very much. Okay. Yeah. This is what happens to people who have no patience in my games. I block messages and I add them to my blacklist because if you've got nothing constructive to say and you are short-tempered, you should not be playing World of Warships. This is a game for people with patience. And oh boy, do you have a lot of patience. I'm in a very difficult class. I can't exactly say I'm enjoying this. I'm not sure what he's going to do. I think he's going to turn in that way, actually. So we're going to move over here. He's going to have his guns facing the wrong way. That's the idea. We'll get behind him if we can. I should be able to get him to turn out if I fire on him, but he might well kill me. He's going turning the other way. Okay, I did not see that coming. Running away from a light cruiser, eh? Interesting. Just decap him for now. Wait for this garbage scow to reverse. Yeah, great. Okay, let's have a look. Oh yeah, Massachusetts has something to say too, eh? Okay, we'll do that, and we'll block you as well. I thought he'd move into cap, which is why I put the torps there. I was expecting him to move into cap and get torpedoed, and what did he do? He moved away. Almost like he knew exactly what I did, what I was going to do, even though he doesn't know where I am. Hacks, clearly. Hacks. Every time, right? Hacking, flipping hackers. Okay. So, which way is he going now? Is he gonna come this way? Because I'd like that, of course. If he knows where I am and where my torpedoes are, then maybe he's going to come straight up. Okay. Let's assume he's still on cap. Yeah, he is still on cap. Okay. According to that, he's going this way. Okay. This I can work with. Do that. Keep him lit for the West Boston and the Massachusetts. His guns are pointing the other way, which is kind of handy. There's a Mogami in the mix. Now the Massachusetts has decided to go that way. Of course he has. Of course he has. Yeah, now he's heading that way. Okay. And we have Cleveland coming our way too. Okay. Massachusetts is in a lot of trouble. He's got a Lenin in his face. I don't know where the Massachusetts is going. I'll have a look at the Bungami. Okay. Don't see why. 50 knot torpedoes for the win, right? 50 knot torpedoes for the win. Okay. Okay, now he's heading north. Yeah, missed again. Could fire on him and break off with smoke. Yeah, we'll try. Right, there we go. She's turning that way. And firing. Okay. Let's go. Hitting him pretty hard. He's turning. And he vanishes. He's firing back. Well, you're not allowed to do that. Slice him up. I don't know. Okay. I couldn't quite get my shells over the island because these are 150mm guns.
Torpedoes off backboard.
Okay. Okay. I would say this ship is quite a high skill ceiling. You're never going to do super well in this one. That's for sure. Not unless the enemy team is brain dead. Mind you, it happens, right? It happens. 150mm guns that only fire 12 kilometers with a, well, 11.9 to be precise, with a 13-point captain. You're going to need at least 17 points to switch the guns on so that you can at least do some range farming. Because look, I'm still out of range of the Cleveland. You know? So, bottom line, you know, it's basically not the best ship. Not the best ship by any means. Probably one of the worst, to be honest. Probably one of the worst. The gun trajectories are quite pleasant though, when you hit. When you hit. Not quite enough damage to finish him off, but I think we got him with those. Yeah. Okay. So, what do I think? Once you get to about 17 points, this ship will be usable. But before then, you've got to keep your distance and play it safe. Okay, well, we still got 500,000 credits, so it's not all bad. But I don't really want to look at this. Oh, actually, I am pleasantly surprised. I am pleasantly surprised by that. Yeah, better than I thought that went, to be honest. Better than I thought that went. Okay, so we're going to compliment the Megami for staying out of trouble. And we got almost 12k on the Cossack. That was pretty much all AP. Cleveland, 2,485, again with the AP. Megami, 13,170. And the Massachusetts, 7,323. And then 34,933 damage. So pretty low damage game. Most of that was AP, 31,666. We go to credits and XP. Well, yes, I was running that 160% flag, which is the only reason we got those credits. However, ship XP wise, 27,362. Okay, right, let's do another one. Hello, fellow YouTubers, and welcome. Today I'm in the J Maerker, and it's not the best matchmaker. We've got tier 10s in this match and tier 9s, and I'm in a tier 8 destroyer that thinks it's a light cruiser that can't be citadeled. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm going to need all the good luck and fun I can get out of this. We'll see. I'm not sure about the fun, but I do need the luck. That's right, chat. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. We love noobs, chat. We love noobs. They're good for the game. New players are always welcome in World of Warships. We have a very toxic community on the European server, so bear that in mind. But yeah, that's good advice. Be careful, guys, he says. Spelt it incorrect, of course. E on the end of careful. Back to school for you. But anyway, there we go. So we've got a Stalingrad with 12-kilometer radar to worry about. We've got a Minotaur who might be a radar Minotaur. Hard to say. And we've got a cap to contest. But as I mentioned in the build review, this ship is really not a capper. Mainly because its detect is 6.3 kilometers. I'm up against a Le Fantastic and a Groningen. Oh, and a Shimakaze. I am not going to outspot a Shimakaze, and in fact, I'm not going to outspot any of those boats except the Le Fantastic. And the Le Fantastic, if he's built it correctly, will be only 0.1 of a kilometer easier to detect at 6.4 rather than my 6.3. But something is capping C, so I'm gonna come up to this island like any light cruiser would, and I'm gonna have a little peek. I'm just gonna have a little sniff, if you like, and see what's on the cap. It's not the U-2501, and it's not the Shimakaze. They've been spotted at A and B on the minimap, so something's just smoked up. The Stalingrad isn't anywhere nearby. Okay, it's a smoked Minotaur. That's good news. And we've got a... Ah, yeah, Le Fantasque. Okay. I definitely won't be dueling him. Not with a Minotaur sat behind him in smoke. Minotaur would farm me down in seconds. So we're just gonna stay behind the island. Play safe. Not the most exciting destroyer, I have to say. And we're just going to reverse up. You won't find many reviews of this ship, to be brutally honest, and I'm not expecting to get very many views and likes for this video, because basically this ship, playing this ship is a bit like watching paint dry on a wall. I'm just going to launch some 50-knot torpedoes. Yes, you heard that right, 50-knot torpedoes, and I just lost one to the edge of the island. So, yeah, I'm going to lose another one, aren't I? Maybe two. Oh, no, just the one. Yep, two. Okay. Into the Minotaur's smoke. I daren't stick myself out any further, or I will be lit by the Le Fantasque, and then the Minotaur will turn me into sushi. So, I really haven't got a lot to do here. I'm trying to spot for the Yamagi and the Veneto and the Yoshino. There he is. There he is. There's a Le Fantasque. Still where we left him. Just put a few shells into him, and then, yep, you see the Minotaur instantly changes target. Does about 2k damage on me and completely destroys my engine. Okay. Well, okay. If I was that Minotaur player, I'd be really embarrassed by now, because I just got hit by a 50-knot torpedo. And I've got... Now, can we get him? Can we get him? Yeah, he's low. Yeah, you see the guns do hit quite well, and... Oh, finish him off maybe? No. No, my team did that. And now I have to smoke up furiously, because the Minotaur has switched targets and is firing at me. There he goes. It's really quite hard to use this ship. It really is. If only we had hydro, eh? If only we had hydro. Oh well. Still, the Fantasque is dealt with. Looking at the rest of the map, I can see that their Shimakaze is on the F line, down at F4. That's where he was last spotted anyway. We have the A cap and we have the B cap. And now this cap is not contested. I think we can take the C cap without getting sunk in the process. Our battleships, the Amagi and the Veneto, are pushing. The Yoshino's supplying long-range fire support, which is kind of classically what the Yoshino does best. And then we got a Yamato to face off against, and a Minotaur that's still in his smoke, firing away. New smoke, I would imagine by now. Okay. So we managed to get a torpedo hit, which was a miracle in its own right. And we also managed to get 18 shells into the French destroyer. And 9 decaps. And 2 spots. I guess it all adds up. But your team will not be happy if you bring this ship to a match. Don't be surprised if you get a little bit of spirited hijinks in the chat. Send some more dog slow torps towards the smoke. Speed-wise, she can do over 40 knots with a speed boost on. I say that. She can do just under 40 knots with the speed boost on. I am not enjoying this at all. Okay, I'd like to fire on the Yamato, of course, but I can't, because if I do, the Minotaur is going to turn me into, let me see, sushi. That's what I said, wasn't it? Sushi.
Torpedoes off backboard.
Or fish bait. Actually, he's going to turn me into fish bait. Okay, there he goes. I'll keep him lit, I suppose. There's that. Can we steal the frag? No, but we did a couple of K damage. That's okay. That's alright. 3 over pens and 2 pens. The AP is actually very strong on this ship, and it's probably the main ammunition that you should be using at most of the time. There'll be some rare occasions like this one where you've got a bow tanking Yamato and HE might be more appropriate. But honestly, he can practically dev strike me out of the game if he wants to, so we're going to have to be we're going to smoke up and try and be careful. Let's see what the HE can do. See if we can get some fires on the Yamato. Yeah, so 594 damage, couple of shatters, non-pens, and a pen. Okay. Okay, alright. I'm looking for a fire. I'm not getting it, am I? Yeah, toxic community. There's a reason why I don't run chat. Honestly, I do believe, I swear to God, that if he had survived a little bit longer, he might have hit one of my 50-knot torpedoes. Only the second person to do so for all time. Because I have been playing this ship quite a lot, and I find that mostly, and on the whole, people avoid the sea mines, as it were. Anyway, we've got 2 caps. We've got the B cap and the C cap. Has that paint dried yet? Not yet. God. I mean, to say that the playstyle of this ship is somewhat bland is putting it mildly.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Yeah, the HE really is very bad. I really do not do what I'm doing. I just want to show you just how bad the HE is. I could have sunk him by now if I'd used the AP. But there you go. We get a fire just as we sink him. Yay! Oh man, is the HE bad.
Maschinenboost aktiviert.
See if we can get a fire on him before he vanishes out of sight. Looks like someone already has. That's unfortunate. Yeah, okay. Alright. Alright, that's enough of that. I've had enough of the HE. Let's try some AP. At least I know I can do damage with the AP. You know, those torpedoes are so slow. There is just the slightest chance that the Los Andes will catch up to them. Oh dear God. Okay, we're getting some decent damage in there now. Okay. Yeah, so this ship is very much about the AP and smoke farming, cruisers and battleships. And whatever you do, do not think you can contest a cap. You can do what I did with La Fantasque, as in just sit on an island very close to the cap and have a peek. That's fine, you've got enough hit points to get away with that, okay? But let's not get carried away. If at any time I had so much as stuck my back end further out, I would have been destroyed by that Minotaur. Absolutely destroyed. And we wouldn't be having this lovely chat because I'd have been sent back to port pretty much instantly. So whatever you do, don't think you've got a cap contester on your hands. This is essentially a light cruiser. That's the play style. Blimey. Okay, so we've got 500,000 credits, but I do believe that's with a 160% boost on. Okay, 1532 XP, middle of the road, not the worst, not the best, fairly bland. Okay, there's the spread of damage. We did 42,938 in the end, and 29,000 of that was with the main battery. 8,000 from high explosive, 20,000 from the AP, and an astonishing 13,811 from the torpedoes. And yes, I had the 160% credit booster on. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, this time we're on the map north. It's domination mode again, and it's a carrier match, and we are on tier. We are top tier for this match. Okay, I've started on the eastern flank with the Duke of York, the Zara, and the Perth. Hello, Dead Noob 14. These tags, man. Okay, so he's in the Colorado. Not much to worry about, to be honest, apart from the Hinsen Yang, which is altogether a better destroyer than this one, with my 11.9 kilometer guns. I assume if I have a 21-point captain on this ship, I should at least feel a lot more comfortable. This is where you're gonna fall over. It's a case of we don't all have 21-point captains just sitting idly around, and when we do, they're usually on our favorite ships. And yes, they're on my favorite ships. So essentially, at the end of the day, I usually suggest most players start with a 10-point captain and then use captain experience points, the little blue ones, blue numbers, to maybe buff him up to 13 points to get the adrenaline rush, because adrenaline rush is super useful. The lower your hit points, the faster your guns fire, and the faster your consumables reload, and things like torpedoes. So yeah, adrenaline rush is kind of a must-have skill. So do your usual 10-point build and then tack that in for your last 3 points. If you don't have the captain command points to do that, then try and fluff them up to, oh god, okay, Hinson Yang. And of course he's got me on radar because he's got a choice, you see, the Hinson Yang. He can either run radar or smoke. I was kind of hoping he'd be a smoker, but he's a radar guy. Okay, there's a Munchin nearby, light cruiser, that's dangerous. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. And there's a Fuso in the background too, so I've got to be a bit careful here. We're gonna have to be a little bit careful. I'm just gonna use my smoke to disengage. I'm going back into smoke. I'm gonna drop some sea mines, you never know. Oh. Oh. Painful. Painful. See if we can hurt the Munchin with our AP. Yes, we can. Getting some reasonable numbers. And a citadel, there you go, 6,512. So, yes, the AP is the way to go. And another citadel? I think we've got this guy, actually. Can we finish him off? Nope, the perf stole it. But we could have. If you'd been on your own, unsupported, you would have got a kill. She is very good at at hammering light cruisers with that AP. So a couple of citadels, 24k damage. Okay. And that's it. The Fuso is not being lit by anybody else, so there's not really a lot of point in hanging around here, since I'll be doing all the spotting, and the Fuso's got enough guns that if he gets lucky, he may well dev strike me. So I'm just gonna back off, and then I'm gonna head round to the sea cap. See, if the guns were longer range, I could farm that Fuso from here. But you know what's holding me back? The Hinson Yang. That Hinson Yang on the flank is scary, and his radar will be off cooldown very soon. So we're just going to leave a flank for now and move into cap. See, you've got to think like cruiser with every decision you make in this ship. Still, we dealt with the Munchin. That was good. Certainly had a heavy hand in his ultimate defeat, so their Aoba's looking low. We're just going to follow the perf into sea. There's a Hinson Yang. He must have launched deep water torps through the gap. But of course they didn't have the range just as well. Most of the enemy fleet seem to be at D3 and D5 along that section there. 3 squares on the minimap. Okay, so we got an assisted capture. That'll be more XP in the bag for us. And unfortunately I can't join the perf in farming the Fuso because I don't have the gun range. However, that Aoba... There he is. We should be able to finish this guy off. Our AP should be able to make a nasty mess of him. If I can shoot straight, that is, of course. I thought he was going faster, but he slowed down, didn't he? Yep, there we go. So there's a good example of the AP in action. Now, I think we will head over to B and see if we can get some damage down on the nicer now. Yeah, pretty good numbers. I do like the AP on this ship. I think as destroyers go, she's got great AP. And it is definitely the way to go. You're going to struggle with gun range. I've probably already said that about 15 times, but I'm still waiting for that paint to dry. God, this ship is boring. If you're still with me at this stage in the video, thank you for hanging in there. It's really appreciated. And don't forget to drop me a like and a sub. Because this is painful. This is really painful. Okay, we got the nicer now down with the AP. Here comes my friend in the Hinsen Yang. I think the Perf and the Zara are gonna finish you, mate. Don't do it. Is it even worth? You know, did you see how long it took my turrets to turn? Grease the gears is definitely gonna be required. My goodness. The only reason I'm firing at him is because nothing else is in range. Just nothing. God. Okay, let's move up to B. B seems clear now. The enemy carrier is worrying me a bit. We've only got one smoke after this. But since we dealt with the nicer now, I think it's time to push the B cap.
Maschinenboost deaktiviert.
See if we can sit on the edge of this island and farm the North Carolina for a bit. Okay. Yeah, he's moving away. I'm not going to be able to do much to him for now. See how important gun range is? I keep saying it, don't I? I keep saying it. Gun range is absolutely dire. Okay, I gotta move into B and support the battleships. I think our Massachusetts B went in a bit strong. That said, I imagine he's managed to farm a hell of a lot more damage than I have. We're what? 9 minutes into this match and I've got 50k down. It's not great. Okay, I sunk a couple of ships, but the AO build was already super low. Okay. You see, this is a time when you can contest the caps because there's no destroyers around. The Hinsen Yang bugged out. He's on the 10 line somewhere being chased down by a perf. And since me and him were the only destroyers in this match, so there's that, I guess. I can contest caps. Yay. Oh, this is kind of funny. New Orleans. Let's give him some sea mines to contend with. Fear my sea mines. My mighty sea mines. 50-knot torpedoes. God. My French destroyers can outrun those. Here he comes. Blissfully unaware of the doom that's heading his way. I got some nice hits on him with the AP there. 4 pens. Okay, we're going to make short work of this guy if we're allowed to, if the team doesn't steal the frag. Yeah. You see, the guns finished him off before the torpedoes even made it. I'm going to need therapy after this. Yeah, you won't see many reviews of this boat out there. Because I don't think my fellow streamers and YouTubers can handle the pain. The sheer frustration. Now we're getting some good numbers on the NC. Wasn't that great earlier, but yeah, we're getting some numbers. Look at that. Okay. Alright. I must admit, I totally get why people just ignore all the other ships in this line and go straight for the Elbing. Yeah. Just free research your way to the Elbing. God. Oh, we got a fire with the HE. What's going on? What's going on? That's shocking. And down he goes. Okay. Alright, that's enough of that. Honestly, I'm losing my mind. Has it been a fun grind? No. Did I put the 800% booster on? Yes. So get it over with as fast as possible. I'll be doing the Schultz next. We got a top 5 performance again. Yeah, I'm going to compliment you guys because you played really well. Well done, Mr. Rochester. Very good. Reasonable spread of damage, 77,000 down. Main battery, most of that was main battery. 74k with the AP, eh? That's the way to go. That's the way to go. If you must do the grind, use the AP wherever possible, is my advice. And good luck. You're going to need it. This is just horrible. Okay, yeah, Sir Munchin. We did destroy him, didn't we? Anyway, thank you all for watching. My name's been Lone Gun, and this has been the J Maerker review. Thank you all. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.